Earth. According to the internet, it houses 7 billion humans, controlled by 2 main superpowers, Australia and New Zealand. Their empires stretched across the planet as their kings vied for control. The battle for supremacy has gone on for thousands of years. It began when New Zealand built the pyramids. Australia countered by constructing the Great Wall of China. New Zealand produced the Rolling Stones. Australia had the Beatles. The discoveries continued as their empires grew. New Zealand won the space race and landed on the moon. Australia topped it by landing on the sun. So New Zealand blew up Jupiter. It is time for 2 brave men to properly determine which country is the greatest. In Hamish and Andy's Caravan of Courage, Australia versus New Zealand.
Nice kangaroo.
Oh, cheers.
Holy moly, I feel like I am possessed. Holy moly, look at me, I'm coming back
Good early evening, everybody. Welcome to Hamish and Andy's Caravan of Courage, Australia versus New Zealand.
This is it. This is the show that will decide tonight here at this caravan park which country is better, once and for all, Australia or New Zealand. It is tough. It's real hard. But after some thought, I'm giving it to Australia! Yes! Yes, you did it! Well done, Australia!
We're doing this.
What double album are you going to buy?
We're doing this over 2 big nights.
Congratulations, Australia.
No,
spend it wisely.
We're doing it over 2 big
on you,
nights
Barbara.
and over 2 weeks. We're going to be doing
No,
it.
this is quicker. Everyone can go home. Australia wins. Heroes. We did it.
We actually adopted another method.
All right. Okay. Sorry, Barbara. All right. Well, if we can't use favouritism, we'll have to go to Plan B, which is using this method. Ooh, difficult.
Actually, no, I think it's the other.
Oh, sorry. Using this method.
Yes.
Oh, comparing. Ooh, tell us more, Andy.
Yeah, if we're going to compare, obviously, we need to gather evidence. If we're going to gather evidence, you need a mobile evidence gatherer just behind us here.
Yep.
Some people call it a camper van. Tonight, we are concentrating on New Zealand, Ham. Everyone's going to see our entire journey from bottom to top. It took us about 2 weeks.
2 weeks. That is a pace that not a lot of people under 65 would dare to go.
No.
But we dared.
We did dare. Let the comparing commence.
New Zealand, a land of rare natural beauty, of towering peaks, sweeping valleys,
And ice creams.
full of mysterious creatures, great and small, of grand adventures, diverse cultures, and really tough girls. But also home to the 5th largest city in the world, Dunedin.
Yep, technically Dunedin is geographically the 5th largest city in the world, as it declared its city boundaries this far out from the CBD. But the record-breaking efforts don't stop there. They stop here, the world's steepest street, Baldwin Street.
Are we sure about this being the beginning?
Mate, what better way to start the journey than making it to the top of Alec Baldwin Street?
I don't think it can make it to the top.
If it does, though, and we just start rolling, you'll never have to use the accelerator. We'll never pay for petrol the whole trip. We'll just get the whole thing in neutral.
It was a really steep street, and Hamish's plan to gain huge momentum in the van seemed risky. Even the locals had their doubts.
No way, mate. Straight over.
Not being racist this early on, but they're idiots, because I had a solution.
When I went in the van, I had 2 problems. I was cold and we needed good luck. Both those are solved, as I now have my traditional good luck New Zealand jumper. Had it for good luck. The lady at the store said it might be magic.
Chock full of magic jumper, we were ready to go. Could we drive to the top of the hill? A feat only ever achieved by this guy every day because he lives at the top.
I'm not sure about this. A black cat has just walked
That doesn't mean anything. Witches live around here, so...
If there's ever a sign.
Let me see what the guidebook says.
It's the manual.
In New Zealand, all the black cats are good luck.
Well, does the manual say anything about actually going up steep streets in a heavy vehicle?
Steep streets. You should always give it a crack because you won't believe the momentum when you get to the top. You'll fully love the momentum.
So in the spirit of great New Zealand adventurers, like Sir Edmund Hillary and Elijah Wood when playing a hobbit, we set off.
Thelma and Louise's thing.
Give it a quick kiss.
How much momentum do I need?
More. A little bit faster. Don't slow. Keep it about 3,000 revs. Keep it climbing.
Ah,
It's like with the Apollo astronauts.
I'm gonna make it, mate. There's a car. Oh no, there's a car.
Left. We've done it. Oh, we've done it. Oh, tell the world. Well, looks like someone owes the jumper an apology. Huh? It is a good luck jumper.
Everyone's thinking it, so I'll just say it. Thank God for the jumper.
It had nothing to do with the jumper.
Thanks, everyone.
Well, having successfully ruined the van's engine on day one of a 2,000-kilometre journey, we headed off to meet up with a very peculiar rugby team.
Howdy. Hey, mate, Andy.
Dave Burke, captain of the Nude Blacks.
Nude Blacks.
Yep, the Nude Blacks, a rugby team that plays entirely nude in a special championship each year.
How do you find yourself in a club like this?
I'm the one who's been here from day one. What happened was
Just running around with a ball naked by yourself.
This guy looks like he might need a friend.
Well, Dave found many friends because there's 16 in the team now, and we were there for a training session.
What are you seeing? Tell me what you're seeing.
Well, it's all streakers. At the moment. Okay. No one seems to be too bothered by the streakers. Now the streakers are playing the game. Yep. And now there's 2 teams of streakers.
Is it weird for me to start watching as well, or...?
You just when you're comfortable, mate. Oh, yeah, calm down, but I think there's a girl. Right, so keep it cool. I'm your wingman. Do you want me to get in there?
No, this is
Talk
not...
you up to the nude girl?
This is not a sexual thing at all.
Not for me, it's not.
No, it's not from anyone. It's not for me either.
You're the one that keeps saying sexual.
And then the dreaded question was asked.
these boys should come and play.
Dave, I can't hear you, but I'm looking at your eyes.
Sorry, I wasn't. I just realised. I was mesmerised.
Don't be so Australian.
Yeah.
Don't be so Australian. Yeah, it is annoying how many clothes we always wear during contact sport.
They're having a go at our Australianness.
I know.
Challenging our national pride, Andy. Yeah. I thought we could drive up a bloody big hill, roll. I was actually thought we were on our way to lunch. Gee, I didn't get to wear the magic cardigan for very long.
And then the worst thing of the trip happened.
That was for everyone at home. I know you would have wanted to if you saw it.
All right, let's do this.
Sorry, what are we doing?
High contact nude sport.
Down! Good tackle!
Who's on which team? We're all playing skins. This is just business, okay?
Yeah.
We're just friends.
Yeah.
What were you doing down there?
Well,
It's got an art gallery. One quick look, then lift me up.
yes, let's go! What happened?
Yeah.
Accidentally, I heel ball.
Heal my ball.
Oh, so that's why they wear pants at a world level.
Here is next time.
Well, that's how we can keep our clothes on tomorrow.
Dressed decently again, we moved on out of Dunedin, and 2 hours later, we were in Invercargill to track down a man called Owen who brews his own moonshine.
I'm Hamish, how's it going?
Good, thank you. You brought some sunshine with you.
We certainly did, to match the moonshine. Just a bit of a moonshine joke.
Not a good one.
Was that a secret wall?
Yes.
Can I try the code word? I'm not the cops. And it works. Perfect.
Owen has a secret recipe passed down through generations of bootleggers.
Are you allowed to do this?
You are now, yes.
Okay, but you weren't.
When did it become legal?
I'm not sure.
So we followed Owen into his brewing den to see the distillery.
Very small, perfect for kids to work down here. But also, it's not a children's place.
So what kind of percentage alcohol is your brew?
Comes out of the tube, about 78%.
78% alcohol?
Yeah.
Wow.
That is a bottle there that I did the weekend.
Let's have a little nip.
That is straight, see, that'll bite.
Yeah.
That'll bite. But you'll feel it warm down.
I certainly do. I certainly can. Yeah, it's
What's your surname?
what's that
Owen?
last bit?
Wilson.
Oh, Wilson.
Owen Wilson.
I never thought I'd be hiding under a house drinking Owen Wilson's booze.
You know there's a Hollywood actor, Owen Wilson.
Yes.
Can you do his accent? It's an easy one.
Okay. Do you
Sounds like this. It's a bit of a Sean Connery.
do you feel that
digital camera.
Do you feel disarmed?
You guys go about your business.
We did go about our business, and Hamish went about his.
Owen,
Let's do Owen Wilson impersonations for a bit more. Not for sale.
is that...
That's a tough one. Digital camera.
What film is that even from?
Time to play with our shiny new digital camera. Yeah, I can't really feel my lip. My lips are tingling.
It is straight, mate.
It might be affecting. I might not be able to do my Owen Wilson impersonation anymore because of my numb lips. Digital camera. Have you heard Owen Wilson talk?
No, I haven't. No.
He talks exactly like that.
It's very dissimilar.
Yeah. Digital camera. You've heard me do Owen Wilson, the American actor. You don't want to have a try? Just a digital camera.
Yes.
Yeah.
We politely left, and somehow Hamish had secured a bottle of Owen's finest.
Thanks, Owen.
Thank you, mate.
I think I should ration that.
We're getting back in the caravan. Wally, this is our house. Digital camera. Digital camera. Do you want a little bit of Wilson juice? It helps.
Let's go.
Who wants to hear Owen Wilson impersonations all night?
No one...
Switch to another digital channel.
No, don't switch over at all.
I'll do the whole show as Owen.
Please don't do that.
It's only 2.5 men. It probably is 2.5 men.
Stick around, everybody. More Caravan straight after
this
this.
channel.
Still to come, the first leg of this epic adventure, Hamish and Andy meet a self-professed vampire living right here in New Zealand.
Are vampires more powerful than humans?
Yes.
They perfect the art of hovercrafting, almost.
Holy moly!
They join Ken on his 40-year search for a mythical moose and the biggest compromise of the trip so far.
I hear your offer. We reconvene.
Doing them both together.
Can't feel anything. I can't feel my legs.
All that and much more as these brave caravanners courageously make their way up this magnificent country called New Zealand.
Meet a Mayor, a Caravan of Courage special.
Tim Shadbolt has been the Mayor of Invercargill on and off for the last 2 decades. Not only is he the Guinness World Record holder for the longest interview ever held, he's also the author of a book called Concrete.
A book about concrete?
Yes, Concrete.
Concrete. Great book.
Very exclusive readership, of course.
Okay.
And I sold 7, actually.
Did you ever meet anyone you sold the book to?
Yeah, I did, actually. One guy, he built a water tank and it leaked, and I ended up on Fair Go, so it was a bit of a disaster.
Well, you called a current affair program.
It said that the concrete water tank leaked. And I got into a bit more trouble. But
As if sales weren't struggling enough.
I've got one left, I'll give it to you.
We could get a copy of Concrete.
Oh, yes.
It's one of the rarest books on earth.
Great, we've met a mayor. Time to keep moving.
Oh no, sorry, wait, I've just got to try on the mayor costume and ask one more very hard-hitting question.
Why not call it Concrete?
Good point, because I thought concrete.
It's the pronunciation.
Yeah. Okay, whereas I think concrete could look a bit flippant, really.
Thank you so much. I'm so impressed by the book, I'm going to make you the mayor of the town.
Good idea.
Again.
Just drop the chains in at the front office.
Welcome back to our Caravan of Courage trip. We're up to one of my favourite parts of the trip, actually. Hamish and I went out into the wilderness of New Zealand looking for a moose. Haim wanted to be in charge of telling you about it, so Haim, take it away, I guess.
Oh, Andy, I'm in the woods. I'm in the haunted woods with, what's your name? Mel. And I'm scaring her stiff out here because
hang on,
telling her the story of when we went looking for a moose.
Why are you doing that? Why are you doing
I'm
that?
scaring her because it was haunted. When we went to the woods, it was so scary. It
wasn't
scary.
No, the woods were actually pretty pleasant. They weren't haunted at all.
No, they were dark. They were dark, Mel. It was so...
Yeah, again, it was dark at night.
Yeah, but it was drizzle. It drizzled on us. And my boots were tight. And it was awful.
Okay.
I got a blister.
It was pretty pleasant, actually, and the guy that took us out there, Ken, was a champion. So you guys can judge for yourself.
From Invercargill, we headed east towards the gleaming peaks of Fjordland, guided only by our hearts and our desire to defeat evil.
No, we're guided by a GPS, EQ steering music. We were headed for the town of Tianau, just outside New Zealand's largest national park, to meet a fellow who spent the last 40 years looking for a rare moose.
Oh my God, there's one.
No, it's actually a red deer, and this is Ken.
How are you?
How long have you been out there looking for the moose?
My interest straddles about 40 years, but get one thing straight, there are moose still living in New Zealand.
Well, Ken might be right, because in 1910, about a dozen Canadian moose were introduced to Fjordland for hunting, but one hasn't been seen for 60 years. Still, it hasn't stopped Ken from looking.
Ken, are there people out there that think you're wasting your time?
Oh, I think I'm regarded as a bit of a crank.
Well, crank or not, Ken had amassed proof over his 40 years in the bush. Trail marks, antlers, DNA, and even a photo captured with his array of hidden cameras.
It's as close to a mythical animal as you're going to get, isn't it? There's a couple of these moose knocking around, and to see one would be...
Yeah, it would be really special.
I feel like it all comes down to today, the Moose Day.
That would be great. And I
That would be great. Yeah, it'd be amazing. Especially for you, you spent 40 years after this.
So we were off for a night in the wilderness. We travelled some 100 kilometres by car before setting off on a 4-hour hike that would find us deep in untouched national park. Eyes peeled all the while for the elusive moose.
What animal's this?
Well, that's a red deer.
That's a red deer.
Yeah.
And you've seen moose trails out here?
Oh, yes. Oh, yes.
So there's been moose down here?
Oh, yeah, yeah.
We come in, they leave. We leave, they come in. Classic game of cat and moose.
The way it seems, which is why we've got a camera right there.
Geez, you do too. That's really good.
Do you play golf at all?
No.
You always seem to find the ball when you give up looking for it.
Yeah.
So I was just going to say, the day you decide this is my last day, I reckon you'll get it.
I should say it now.
Yeah.
And then rush
What about
it.
this? Should we do? All right, that's it.
We're out of here.
Give it up. We're not going to look for moose anymore.
I'm going home.
Yeah.
I'm going home.
Maybe they know about it.
I continued to heroically hack my way through small vines with the knife I'd bought that day, expecting a moose at every turn.
Breast droppings, my friend. Possible baby moose.
It would be a red deer,
Red deer.
for sure.
Pop that in your pocket just so you get back to the lab anyway.
Nah.
All right. Remind me to wash this knife before I use it for dinner.
But after another 3 hours walking, checking all of Ken's favourite spots, for the 41st year in a row, no moose.
I gotta be honest with you, I'm disappointed at our moose tally.
Yeah.
I didn't want 10 by now, but I thought we might have.
At least one would be nice.
So here you go, home sweet home.
What, this is where we're staying?
This is where we're staying.
It was pretty open plan living, barely any traffic, so you can play cricket in the street. It was good.
All right. Well, gents, why don't you sit yourselves at home and enjoy a light pre-dinner snack?
I told the guys that I had dinner covered. So while Andy stayed on moose watch, I was master chefing the hell out of it back at camp.
Don't know how happy Andy's going to be with the meal. We're limited to only a few ingredients. To name a few, we've got Spam and basil. Accidentally named them all.
How are we looking, chef?
Yeah, really good, mate.
I've spent a good hour not finding a moose, and you're still not ready.
Dinner had taken a really long time.
As all the top chefs say, meals take ages.
It's pasta with a sort of a thicker cubed pancetta and Italian herbs. Spam chetta.
Did you cook it?
Cook the spam? No?
And then, for some reason, Ando wanted to go and eat in private.
Yum. Hey, Ken, how hungry are you on a scale of 1 to 10?
What is one big or 10 big?
10's big.
1.
Oh, so you're not hungry?
Oh, I beg your pardon, 9.
We went to bed, mooseless and foodless.
Great day, guys.
Hayne was keen to make up for this.
Rest assured, I'll let you know if there's a moose.
Just don't.
Or every 5 minutes if there's no moose. I'm 1 minute into looking for moose and there are no moose. I'll check back in with you in a minute. Shh. Oh, Oh no, what's that? Is that a moose?
This continued for quite some time.
Hey ladies, want to see what the real Andy Lee looks like when he's asleep? Get ready.
Moose kiss.
Can you go away?
I'm on first watch.
I don't want a moose kiss.
Just give me a moose kiss.
I don't want a moose.
All right, go to sleep. Checking if there's any moose on your face.
There's no moose on my face.
All right, go to sleep.
And that is why the next morning I felt no guilt at all leaving Hame to wake up to this.
Yeah.
No, they didn't, did they?
Yep, in the very early hours of the morning, I woke Ken so he could sneak off and leave Hame in the wilderness.
All right. Geez, I don't know about this, Andy. That's a heck of a place to wake up alone.
This plan will only backfire Ken if Hame sees a moose and we don't.
It would backfire on us terribly.
Yeah. Or if he dies.
Basically, here's the wilderness. We're in here. He's over here. We need to get out of here.
I wouldn't worry.
You're not going to worry about the moose?
No, I spent 40 years doing it. I haven't seen it.
We had about a 4-hour head start, but we also had a plan, with the help of Ken, to make sure we got him back.
No, no. Andy. How did I lose a glove?
Powerful stuff, haunting, terrible, scary stuff. Up next, you will see a man kill and eat a moose with his bare hands in a desperate attempt to survive and get back to the ones he loves.
Okay, or you might also see a man try and cry his way out of the woods. Yeah.
We don't know. We don't know.
Either way, stick around. See you after this. Welcome back to our Caravan of Courage. We're in New Zealand. I've just left Hame 20 kilometres deep in untouched wilderness.
Well, it's not good. Ando decided to nick off on me while we're in the woods, breaking, I think, the #1 unspoken rule of camping. Don't run away on friends. So they might die.
Particularly if that friend has no survival expertise or equipment.
But I did have equipment. I had 1 bottle of moonshine, 1 glove, 1 hunting knife.
And what would you make out of that?
You can make a moonshine warmer. Plus knife holder. Oh, multi-purpose thing.
I rest my case.
The sun rose over Fjordland and a harsh reality dawned on Hamish.
No, they didn't, did they?
4 hours earlier, Ken and I had packed up and left him, citing lack of dinner as our #1 reason. It'd be funny was #2.
Not funny. We had to go, sorry, but don't worry. Try and find a clearing and I'll come back and find you. It's catacombsing me again. That's not funny, is it?
Well, I remember it being pretty funny when we're in the dark catacombs under Paris and I ran off on you with the guides.
Andy.
Great job. He's obviously going to get a helicopter or something, right? Why else would you find a clearing?
Ken and I did have a plan, but it did rely on Hamish using a lot of common sense.
Maybe we just live here. You grow your hair out. I use candle wax to completely wax you smooth.
You're not turning me into a lady.
No, we've only been in this crisis for 20 minutes. Probably too quick to wax you down into a wife.
Having hiked out of the wilderness and now back in the car, Ken was having second thoughts.
You seem more concerned than I am, and you know more about this place than I do. So that was making me feel a bit concerned.
Lucky I knew Hame would remain totally rational.
My vote is we ditch the camera so he can carry more spears. When Bear Grylls gets stuck, what does he do? Sit around looking for a clearing? No, he runs and he finds a clearing. Let's go, let's run. Try and keep up. I'm snagged. Are you snagged? I can't read. What's snagging me? Slow it down.
When Bear Grylls gets too snagged, he slows it down because haste is your enemy out here.
Ken and I had travelled about 80 kilometres to the nearest SAR base to meet Glenn, one of Ken's mates, who heads up the local search and rescue.
Ken's not as happy about this at the moment, are you, Ken?
I was a bit anxious, I can tell you.
Right.
He made a crook meal for us, but it wasn't that bad. Well,
it was pretty bad.
It was pretty bad.
Glenn and his team are pros at rescuing people from some of the most dense forest in the world.
What do you normally do, like, as the first point of call, going back to where they were last seen?
Yep, last known point.
Yeah.
So you guys and Ken hopefully will be able to give us a bit of an indication of where that is.
Yeah, it was here. Or maybe here. Hang on, was it over here?
If we're wrong and they haven't gone there, how hard is it to find someone?
Needle in a haystack, basically. It's been described as the Amazon on top of the Himalayas out there.
Has it really?
How are you feeling? What's your attitude towards Andy on this? I want to get some of this on camera. Finish this sentence. Andy is a...
He's a little bit annoying.
Because he...
always leaves us behind.
Yes, because he thinks it's...
I guess he thinks it's funny.
And it's... not funny.
Is it something like we yell like, to the chopper? Or like, skies away? Thought there'd be a bit more of a rush at this point.
Hang on, I've saved our lives. Oh, we're out of the haunted jungle.
Hayne must have been wandering around for about 6 hours now, so I guess he was starting to worry about whether we'd ever return.
Here's something. They're walking along, they fall over, they die. They saw a moose on the way out. They chased it. Swamp monster got them. They were juggling berries and poison berries fell in their mouth and they both died simultaneously. Ken fell over and Andy was trapped under him and then Andy cut his arm off to get out from under Ken and he bled to death. Then Ken came to, sees the blood, faints again because he doesn't like blood.
Is he the sort of person, Andy, that'll just wander around aimlessly or will he actually be sort of goal-focused and...
But just when Hayne found a comfy rock pillow.
You hear that? To the chopper?
Oh, sweet God. Hey, guys!
Oh, look at that. Look at that.
Have you got him?
Down on the 9 o'clock.
Oh.
Down on the riverbed there. We'll bring him around on your side.
Andy! Andy! I think he's going to circle. There's nowhere to land. It's not a rescue chopper, it's a taunting chopper.
Actually done quite well.
Look for the hay. Did nobody teach him to write help or SOS?
Hey, settle down, guys!
Clear for doors.
Clear for doors there.
Roger that. Doors back and locked. Okay, clear to skids.
Clear to skids.
Roger.
What's going on? Yeah, I'm Hamish. Very John. Been at him for about 6 or 7 hours. Is that the longest someone's ever been lost out here? Really appreciate this.
And he's off the ground.
He's a heavy bugger.
He is, isn't he? He's holding onto that ring for dear life.
How's it going?
And just winching out now. And we're going to be moving him across.
I've saved you. Am I your hero?
You knew I would be starving.
It was great to be safe. Sadly, I found out that 3 people weren't able to be rescued that day because we were hogging the chopper.
That's not true.
Amazing scenes, incredible scenes. You'd think Ando pulling stunts like that would sour the friendship, but not true. I know he knows what he did was silly, and he was, and he is, and always will be world's greatest friend. Look at that, world's best friend. Good on you, mate. So have a little drink of that, and then we're just back to being friends.
What's in it?
Just have a little sip.
No, well, what's in it?
Just a little, mostly water.
What's in it?
Little bit of wee. A little bit, to prove you love me.
No, I'm not.
Drink me.
Absolutely not. No. Anyway, we pick up things.
We're back to just being good friends.
We're still at the bottom of the South Island.
Out of the wilderness, and a good meal was very much in order.
Moose, 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 there's a moose.
And that's the pub we ended up at.
And the good news was the pub was running a very special competition that night. The search for New Zealand's perfect woman.
Do you mind, can I make a special announcement? Thanks, Brenny. Sorry, good people of New Zealand. My name's Hamish. I'm travelling through here with my friend Andy. I would like to personally, as a goodwill gesture from all of Australia, offer you a wonderful prize to the winning lady tonight. Andy Lee. Yes, look at him. Feast your eyes.
The girls were excited. Andy was bloody excited, and the competition was testing for all the perfect skills. Tyre changing, crate stacking, fish gutting, and beer drinking, whilst tyre changing.
No. Thank you. Get a touch, be inspired. So, have you guys struck a deal?
Yeah. So whoever wins, everyone's coming. Oh, yeah. And I mean everyone.
I'll make myself scared.
This was too much. Their arms were stronger than mine, their teeth were stronger than mine, and I'd had enough.
Yeah, it's amazing. It's basically a 3D cardigan because that wool is a bit furrier.
Run for your lives. Run for your life.
He should be around here somewhere. Distracted talking about my cardigan.
I'm a bit sick of Andy running away.
The biggest chicken in New Zealand. What are you doing? You got a pub full of wonderful future wives? We're furious at you, mate.
Get out.
You don't follow through with the prize?
Yeah.
You get me all night. Ooh, hello.
After a bloody lovely night in the van,
Speak for yourself.
we headed north to Queenstown. This is the tourist mecca of New Zealand, where you can literally do anything.
Town of 1,000 opportunities. We might just want to go shopping. Have a banana.
Well, you put down what you want, I'll put down what I want.
Okay, for our day in Queenstown, we will...
3, 2, 1.
Oh, you're a dickhead. Don't be a dickhead. I'm doing ice cream for us.
We can do that.
I hear your offer. I'll eat the ice cream. You jump off the cliff. We reconvene.
We're doing them both together.
I'll spill my ice cream. No, I don't even get an ice cream.
No, not doing them off the jump. We'll do both activities together. Unless you want to do them both together.
Can't feel anything. I can't feel my legs. I barely even taste the delicious honeycomb chunks.
Right, Chance?
Should we do this thing?
Yeah.
Yep, nice.
Oh, this is the worst ice cream I've ever had.
Have your ice cream. Have your ice cream.
I think I got a fair bit. I think we ate some ice cream. You guys don't have any napkins up there, do you?
The Caravan of Courage continues very soon as Hamish and Andy go head-to-head with a homemade hovercraft and find themselves in the middle of a small-town blossom parade.
Segway alert. All clear.
Welcome back to Hamish and his Caravan of Courage Australia versus New Zealand. Now, we've been concentrating on New Zealand and it's impressed us a fair bit.
Yeah, it has impressed us, but has it impressed other people? We're here at the Caravan Park manager's house. We're just going to have a little look inside, see how impressed he is with the show.
He's caught us.
He's loving it. He's absolutely loving it.
Let's not break that momentum. As we headed out of Queenstown, the courage continued, with Hamish managing to keep a Malteser on his tongue, unchewed, for 10 whole minutes.
Those 10 minutes on the tongue.
Well, dream big, kids. One day you can do it too. Trust me. Aim out.
And the fun didn't stop there as we reached Alexandra, which was abuzz with the annual Blossom Festival underway.
For 56 sweet years, the locals have been driving floral floats down the main street to celebrate the start of the harvest season. And it turns out even firefighters are in on the blossom action.
Once a year Blossom Festival.
Yeah.
Is it the biggest festival in this town?
Oh, yes, it is. Yep. It's open to everybody.
Yep.
Everybody wants to do a float.
Well, when you say it's open to anybody, could we be at that?
Yeah, you can enter.
Yeah, okay, great.
Well, why not?
What time's the festival?
You got half an hour.
But today wasn't just about floats. There was a royal element.
All the competitive floats have a princess and we have a competition before the week leading up to it.
Well, out of you and I, who's going to be the competitive princess for our lot?
I accept your nomination.
We had 30 minutes to get festival ready. I knew I needed a kick-ass outfit, and Ando knew he needed to take a crash course in arts and craft with the firemen.
3 fingers in, like that.
Yep.
Dip it in the glue,
yep.
And then stick it on.
It should be a bit prettier in this.
Don't worry, our princess should be a lot prettier than she is as well.
The princess had the support of the town, and our van had been magically transformed into kind of a blossom float.
It's amazing what $65 and a quick jog into town can get you. Sexy sheep to Blossom King, come in.
This is Blossom King, reading you loud and clear. Sexy sheep, how are you?
Yeah, good, sexy, obviously. You look at a lot of sexy stuff online. What sort of poses do sexy things do?
Fact of the matter is, it's not about being sexy, it's about being presentable. I want to see you smiling like you've never smiled before. I want to see you waving, both hands but not at the same time. That looks silly. Over.
Sexy sheep does whatever the hell she wants. She's a goddamn princess. Segway alert. All clear.
Obviously the float's perfect. Let's just hope the princess up there can pull her weight.
Okay, slow wave, single wave, double wave, rainbow wave, fast right, fast left, stern wave, business wave, friend wave, fast and loose, fast and hard, fast and hard both hands, stern wave, business wave, friend wave, fast wave. Got them all. Let's take this out. Yeah!
Sexy sheep, low power line, just watch your head. Over.
Don't distract me, I'm bringing it up here. Behold, your new princess. Do not fear her. Her sexiness is a gift, not a weapon.
Sexy sheep, this is Blossom King.
Long live the new princess!
Blossom King to Sexy Sheep, are you still up there? Because you haven't responded to me for quite some time.
Eve's finest quality hay, a gift from the princess. They don't call me Hamish for nothing.
Sexy Sheep, this is about our float. It's not just about the princess.
Thank you for your vote.
And then I remembered that the Caravan has brakes.
Make me your new princess. Everything's fine. Just a sexy princess.
I was so confident of my win, we didn't even wait for the votes to be tallied. So as a new princess, we left town.
Another 3 hours in the van, and as nighttime fell, we stumbled across a pub with a difference.
Oh, look at this.
How are you, mate?
How's it going? What's your name?
I'm Dave.
G'day, Dave.
Yep, Andy.
Are these your sheep?
Yeah, these are my sheep. Yeah, they're bred for racing, these sheep. Yeah.
Are they?
They're bred
Speed
for
sheep?
racing. Bred for racing. No,
Speed sheep?
Yeah, they're speed sheep. Yep.
Speed sheep.
They're the fastest sheep in New Zealand.
If horse racing is the sport of kings, what's this?
This is the sport of sheep racing.
Okay. Very literal. You know, kings don't actually ride the horses.
David and his racing sheep are a pretty big deal in this town, and a lot of people come out to gamble on the races.
Now, I've had a chat to David, and he said I can submit my own sheep in there. You know who that is? Thought you might.
That's a really good idea.
You have to go on all fours, and you're up against actual sheep.
And they're specifically bred the fastest in the land. Ready. Get your bets on White Lightning.
Hey,
all fours, yeah?
We're playing for sheep stations.
Here we are,
Don't let us down.
Don't worry, mate. I'm not going to let us down. I'm the fastest sheep in Australia.
Hi, Hook.
All right, go White Lightning! Yes!
They were off, but here, only 6 steps in, White Lightning decided to cheat.
Come back! Oh, jeez! Oh, jeez!
Victory was mine. Felt really good too. But Ando was a little bit too quick to hug me because White Lightning had some brown shame on his front.
You smell like poo. Get off me. No, you smell like poo. You're not welcome back in the van.
To the green room.
Come on.
Not until you take the sheep suit off.
Come on, mate. It's my lucky sheep suit.
Take off the suit.
Well, old friend, we've been through some tough poop together, but probably going to have to say goodbye to you.
Can I keep the hat?
No.
Let me keep the hat.
No.
Keeping the hat. Doesn't have poop on it. You guys don't want a brand new sheep suit, do you? Pretty authentic. Do you want a sheep suit? I'm probably going to keep the hat.
The hat's yours?
Yeah.
No. I'll make one or something.
Yeah, great.
For your chance to receive a poo-stained sheep suit, write to Hamish and Andy poo-stained sheep suit giveaway, care of Hamish.
No, we're not doing that. Stick around, everybody. There's plenty more of our caravan trip still to come. Catch you after break. Welcome back for our Caravan of Courage. We're in New Zealand, halfway through our trip at the moment.
We're a fairly progressive show here at Caravan of Courage. We've got our finger on the digital pulse, i.e. Twitter. Just scanning what the tweetiverse is going on about tonight. Who's tweeting at us? Yep. Oh, here we go. @RealPerson says, hey guys, have more vampires in the show. I really want to see vampires on your show. Put it on now. Oh, well, okay, @RealPerson. We love to respond immediately to feedback. See what we can do. I'll just tweet back. No probs.
Well, we've done the trip, so we'll know.
No probs. Yeah, well, we're going to do something else, but hashtag dream come true for you.
We drifted east to Christchurch and were told on arrival that we just had to meet a guy called Drac, who was apparently a real-life vampire that lived in the area.
Should we have got him a drink?
We have got him a drink. We bought about 14 litres of blood between us. Hey!
How are you guys?
Drac, jeez.
Hey.
How are you?
Andy.
I'm good.
Wow, it's for real.
For real?
For real. Hey, sorry, do you want a drink? We didn't know if you want a drink or not.
Raspberry and Coke, yeah.
Raspberry and Coke? Yep.
So over 3 blood-coloured drinks, mostly for effect, we got down to the ins and outs of modern vampire life.
Drinking blood, does that factor into it?
It does, but only a little bit.
You don't have an insatiable thirst for blood?
It's not an insatiable thirst for blood.
Right.
That's good news, but other aspects of Drac's life were exactly like the movies. He sleeps in this coffin, and he even says that there are many other vampires around town.
The first one that I met was actually very funny. He was coming around a corner, I was heading the other way, both bumped into each other, and he backed up and bowed and says, "My lord," and turned around and walked past me.
He called you my lord?
Are you a higher-ranking vampire than him?
Are vampires more powerful than humans?
Yes.
In what way?
Strength, mentalness, agility.
Agility?
Do you reckon you have a bigger vertical leap than me?
In the way of going from the ground up to the roof of a building, I'd probably be able to get up there a lot faster than you would.
Jeez, it sounds a bit like a challenge. It sounds a bit like a vampire-human challenge.
And it suddenly was. Out the back of the pub we went, and like any interspecial roof-based challenge, you should always check with the manager first.
It's got a bit of a vampire versus human agility test, and we need a roof to climb onto.
If you stood between the...
Stand on the girders?
On the girders, you'd probably be right.
Vampire, ready?
Ready.
Human, ready?
Ready.
For control of planet Earth in this lifetime, I now pronounce this special agile test commenced. Go, go, go. Go, human. Go, human. Go, human. Go, human. Go, human. Human, Andy, you gotta move around. You gotta do it for humans. I presented to grab my feet. Andy, do it for humans. Oh no, Blood's got it. Special winner.
So I'd lost the planet. But Haim also had a side arrangement with Drac if he was to win.
Seen these before? This is one of those, like, the diabetes finger prick. Mate, did we or did we not have a bet?
We did.
We had a bet, Andy. We had a bet.
So I prepared the victory meal for new owner of our planet, Drac.
Oh, yeah, it's coming out.
Geez, a little bit more low-key than the traditional champagne burst on the winner's podium, isn't it? To the victor, go the blood.
Thank you.
Drac. You've got some phone calls to make, mate, to world leaders.
The next day, even though Andy had lost control of the Earth to vampires, we were still keen to see some of that planet's natural wonder.
Yep, but also because New Zealand is strikingly beautiful, even if a vampire is ruling it. And it doesn't get much more stunning than the South Island's glaciers.
A couple of mountaineers called AJ and Craig were kind enough to take us up in their flying forest vehicle to this frozen world.
I'd be sad if one of us doesn't make it back, but on the other hand, it'd be less cramped on the way back, won't it? So always look for silver linings. Number one rule of mountaineering.
There are about 3,500 glaciers in New Zealand.
Greedy.
And these massive chunks of ice, kilometres in size, move down the mountains at about a rate of 5 metres a day, causing huge crevasses up to 100 metres deep.
That is some big holes. So we are 100% sure about this? There is no shame in you guys just calling it off. You reckon we should just go back and eat some pies in town? We can eat some pies in town if you want.
It was because of these ever-changing cracks that AJ and Craig were pretty keen for us not to stray too far from the 30 centimetres of ice we were told to stand on at all times.
Oh, wow. That's incredible.
Shoot. Oh, sweet frozen death holes. That's quite scary, isn't it?
Substantial, yeah.
You scared?
Am I scared?
Yeah, we all are.
Yeah.
Look, I'm not mad about heights, and I just learned that the idea was for us to be dropped down there with only spiked feet and giant toothpicks to get us out.
All right, I'm ready. Let's do it, eh? Bring it. Yeah.
If I do this, if I make it up,
then
I get to ask something of you.
No. If you beat me up...
I think just make it is good.
No.
Make it's usually pretty good. Here's the thing. I can ask you to do something and you're not allowed to question it.
If you beat me up.
All right. Hop in the big hole.
Are you ready, Ando?
I think so.
Climb! Slowly.
This was going to be a walk in the park. Well, a 30-metre vertical walk in an ice park, I suppose.
You can give up if you want, Ando. I accept your resignation if you choose to quit.
No way, mate. This was fine. Totally fine. Until about halfway, when suddenly it wasn't that fine.
Probably might be dead, whilst tragic. The game would be off.
It turns out dragging yourself out of a hole with just your arms, having no training or technique, is freaking exhausting.
Not a race, except for the racing aspect.
You all right, mate?
Oh, jeez. Okay. It's so much harder than the practice.
Yeah, I'm noticing a difference in your demeanour. Well, why don't we just call it even and get out of here?
Oh, no.
After about 10 minutes of rolling around, panting and crying, Andy finally came to.
I don't think you'll make it up.
What do you think I'm going to do?
I think you'll give up. I think if you make it up, you win the bet. I'll do, like you said, I'll do you a favour.
I'm way more scared now. I just wanted you to come up and moon me and go, speedly, everyone hail speedly, and you're not. You look scared for my well-being.
So Haim was to be lowered down the terribly big hole, and I was very doubtful of his return.
He's fine. Everything's fine.
Next.
Oh, wow.
The thrilling conclusion to the ice race that stops a nation. And Hamish and Andy try before they buy a hovercraft.
Welcome back to our Caravan of Courage. We are halfway through an ice climbing race, and I'm lucky enough to have alongside me one of the guys in that race.
Thank you. I can hear.
How are you feeling?
Oh, not good, mate. You know, you've seen the mountain. That thing's it's the Everest of mountains. It's so big, so terrifying.
No, it's not really that bad, to be honest, but let's see how he fares.
So we're up on a glacier, and I'm down a giant ice hole.
Oh, wow. And I'm convinced Haim won't make it up.
But if I did, not only would I banish the demons about when I chickened out of rock climbing in Year 9, but I could make Andy do anything I wanted, and he wasn't allowed to question it.
It's okay.
Yeah, because you're taking a rest.
Okay.
Oh, can you see that, can you? Damn. But I sucked it up, fighting through exhaustion, driven on only by...
Your dad's approval?
No, actually, just driven on by the thought that I really didn't want you to win this bet.
Hey, Ham. You got there?
I noticed. God, it feels good. I did not have...
You got there.
Too much left. Oh, don't worry. I won't be using my magical favour today. Or will I?
Turns out I definitely would be, because when we arrived in Hokitika that evening, I heard about something that was very worthy of cashing in my magical request.
How do you know it's not something delicious? I mean, amazing.
So it's a meal.
Don't eat anything while you're in here. Just keep your appetite up. All right? He's excited. That's my boy. Touch my nose.
I was off to meet Don, a bush tucker expert who provides grubs for the Hokitika Wild Foods Festival every year.
So these are the grubs.
Yep.
And this is what they do when they get older. They turn into a pupa. And then this one, in the next month or so, will turn into a big beetle about that big.
Any chance if Andy doesn't chew it properly, a beetle will form inside
It could. You never know. Because this is what they do inside the wood. So it probably would do the same thing inside Andy, I'd suspect.
Ooh, I hope a beetle grows inside Andy. That would be amazing. 2 friends for the price of 1. I grabbed Ando to start the process.
We're done?
Oh,
what's that?
This is a hoo-hoo grub, Andy.
And guess who's going to eat it? You.
We kind of think, since nobody that I know has actually eaten one of these ones, we kind of think that you might be the one to do it.
Look at he's wiggling. He's so tasty, he's trying to get his legs into his mouth so he can eat himself. That's how delicious he is. Just think of it as a prawn that's crawled up into a tree, lost its taste, become a bug. Oh, he's like a bird. He's like a bird. Don't rush your food. Savour it. Savour it.
It exploded in my...
Oh, and what did it do? You meant to cook that. That was alive. Why would you eat it live? Why would you eat it raw? You're a bird.
Trying to swallow it.
It's just pupae. It's just pupae. Take it easy. It's just pupae. Is everything okay? Oh, it's just pupae. It's just a wiggly pupae. It was just wiggling, a wiggling pupae. A wiggling grub of pupae. He's done it! He's done it! He's done it.
Good job.
And what's worse? Oh, you just burped out a leg.
The next morning...
Andy farted a beetle. It came out. I saw it.
No, that didn't happen. We travelled north to meet a backyard inventor that specialises in hovercrafts. His name is Rudy.
Rudy, when did you first start making hovercraft?
I had a boat, but you can only go out when the tide was right and the wind was right. The hovercraft can go anytime.
Yeah, anytime you want. Hover, I mean, why bother? Just hover.
Yeah,
Is that your motto?
Hey, that's a good motto. Why bother? Hover.
Don't be bothered, be hovered.
Yeah. In the river, you suddenly, you can go places that people have never been before.
And now you're just as free as a very low-flying bird.
Yeah, more or less.
It was clear that Hayne was pretty pumped about Rudy's work.
Is that a flying car?
Yep, strapped a set of wings on it, a little bit of flying, yeah.
How many hovercrafts have you made?
5 or 6, I suppose.
Yeah. And do you ever sell any? Or?
Yeah, we've got one floating around at the moment.
Have you?
It's up for sale. It's not advertised yet, but
really,
if you want to have a look at it, I could.
Oh no, we'll be right.
Take you down. Have a look at it.
Yeah,
I was more just out of interest from a business point of view for Rudy.
Absolutely.
So suddenly we were off to consider the purchase of an actual hovercraft.
Here's a couple of craft, different styles.
Oh my God!
Can we have a go?
Give it a shot.
You can have a jump in there.
Yes.
All right.
I totally nailed it!
Hang on, mate. Watch out for Rudy.
Who's Rudy? Oh, Rudy.
Are you okay? Sorry, mate. Are you okay?
Yeah, no, all right. When I said have a go, I didn't mean have a go.
Right. Sorry. Sorry, we went.
This one's in for repairs. It's not actually a usable.
Oh, right. Sorry, got a bit excited.
We were then shown the one that wasn't in for repairs.
Sweet hovering angels. She's amazing.
We'll take it.
No, we won't.
So what do you...
So beautiful. Can I have a go?
Do you want to take this one for a ride?
We'll go, yeah, have a go. Let's have a go.
I could actually give you some proper training before you take off.
Yeah, great. Stand back a bit, though.
Yeah. So suddenly we were test driving an actual hovercraft.
If you want, I can give you a quick demo first to warm it up.
I'm happy with that.
I reckon so. It's just...
Just see how it's meant to go.
Do you want to just yell out instructions?
Check the terrain and warm it up for you.
Just yell. If you just yell instructions, then I'll basically just sort of vibe it out.
It didn't look like Hame was going to give anyone else a go.
Turn it, turn it, turn it.
He was going well. The tough part was getting him to come back.
This is for sale, yeah?
Yep, yep.
We'll take it.
Hey, not a problem.
No, I'm really serious. We're going to take it.
He has to consult.
We're going to take it.
He has to consult.
I'm making an executive decision for the van.
Rudy, 1 second.
We're buying a hovercraft.
We're not buying a hovercraft.
Yes, we are. Because I just got, catch me.
Okay.
Because I got buzzed.
Okay, cool.
I caught the buzz.
Rudy, 1 second. Honestly, we will not get enough use out of this, will we? Just answer that. Will we get enough use out of this?
Yes.
So we agreed to think about it for 10 seconds, and then I caved, and we suddenly owned an actual hovercraft.
We got a hovercraft, guys! We got a hovercraft! Woo! Oh, it's amazing. Hovering is basically the greatest feeling a human being can feel. Let me show you where it sits on the airborne spectrum. Basically, you have chicken, eagle, hovercraft, then it's just angel and superhero. So, for a human, hovering's the best.
Yeah. We weren't going to feel slightly better than an eagle for much longer, though. Stick around, more Caravan after this. Welcome back to our Caravan of Courage. Where we left things, we're at the top of the South Island, and in a move neither of us had anticipated, we just bought a hovercraft of a guy called Rudy.
Let's look at the facts, shall we? Hovercrafts are amazing. I am amazing at driving hovercrafts. Nothing will ever go wrong in a hovercraft. That's all you need to know.
No, none of those facts are true.
We were up early as Hame was keen to get to Marlborough Sounds at the top of the South Island. He felt this area was in desperate need of a hovercraft.
This is exciting. Yeah. Day 1, mission 1. Every day from now on we have a hovercraft mission. This is our lives now as hovercraft owners.
The Marlborough Sounds are a series of islands, inlets and peninsulas that are so intricate that the residents in that area can only get to their homes by boat. Jim, their mailman, knows all about it.
Most of them have no road, most of them have no mains electricity, and they live out there. I'm probably the only person they see from week to week as well. Yeah.
Are they stranded? They want to live out there.
They want to live out there.
It just sounded like they might be castaways.
Jim delivers to 44 families on a trip that takes him about 4.5 hours each week.
True or false? Nothing stops the mail.
Nothing stops the mail. I've never not made it out there.
You are looking at a very excited, brand new proud parents of a hovercraft.
Oh my God.
Yes.
He was impressed.
Kind of.
And immediately elevated us to New Zealand's first ever hover mailman, charged with delivering the mail to one Murray Jones, a guy that lives here.
Got the weather for you today.
Oh, great.
Of course, you see, you've actually picked the worst day of the month to experience the sounds.
Mother Nature is angry, is she?
We have our chart here for you.
Oh, that's very complicated.
Yeah, it's quite big.
We had about a 45-kilometre trip to Murray's house.
Not a worry.
They're all good. Run some basic checks. Hovercraft. Check. That's there.
Well, I was worried, so I asked Ham to get his bearings in the car park before I jumped on.
You haven't stopped yet without hitting something.
You can't really stop.
I know, that's my point.
It's not a stopping vehicle.
At that moment, I don't know why, but I did this.
You ready to go in the water?
Oh, dear.
We were away at a cracking pace.
Those guys are crazy.
This was going to be a hover in the park. We were hitting speeds of about 60 k's an hour. Muzz was going to have his mail in no time. Nothing could stop us.
In water far shallower than we thought, we took a moment to regroup.
Not sure how those guys are coping. They don't seem to have much control of that hovercraft.
Just had a couple of little incidents. Everything's fine. The mail continues.
And as we pushed out further into the sound, the wind picked up, the rain started to come in, and our hovercraft lost the ability to turn right.
They're just doing donuts round and round.
We're just doing donuts and not the fun ones.
Not even hot jam donuts, just doing cinnamons.
It was also absolutely freezing. We moved closer to the shoreline to stay out of the wind and hovered on for about another hour. Eventually, the waves and rocks made it impossible to keep that hover.
We were no longer a hovercraft. We were just a craft.
Made the executive decision that a little bit of repairs might drastically increase Murray's chances of getting mail. Good? Yeah. All right, here we go. This is what it comes down to. This is where we dig deep. Caravan of courage. Mail delivery. Hover mailmen for life.
But the courage thing was ironic.
And then the Emperor got his hover back, just 3 k's from Murray's place. We were still having the occasional steering issue, and that was nothing compared to our next problem.
Holy moly! Stop, turn it off.
Oh shit, hang on. It's electrocuting me.
Oh. If you're a young hovercrafter, write this down. Always be on the lookout for exploding rotor blades. Oh, there's one.
Good. Way to not die, man. I was really impressed by that.
Thanks, man.
Oh my God. It's exploded through the casing.
We shouldn't say this on camera in case for resale. People aren't going to want to buy. It's
It has exploded in value. Grand sale, grand sale. One hovercraft for sale.
We're getting the mail there.
Of course we are. You don't start your hover mail run without finishing it somehow.
So that somehow was paddling to shore and starting the 2-kilometre walk to Murray's house.
That's got to be it.
Murray? You got mail, Murray.
Murray, what were you doing just sitting out here? Waiting for the mail?
Yeah. Oh, it's probably a big event. When was your last mail run?
A week ago.
There you go. Good to see you, Murray. We don't have any more customers, so if you don't mind, just grab me a cup of tea and maybe a little hot shower and thaw out the old hands and...
Stay as long as you want, mate.
We'd made it to Murray's, and it pains me to say, but this is the best shower I've ever had.
But when the hovercraft blew up? Wow!
Gotta take a mail run seriously. That wasn't even the best bit, though. The shower was great, but it wasn't the best bit.
No, we didn't have any clothes, so both of us became honorary Murrays for the afternoon.
When a Murray gives you his tracksuit top and pants, that is the biggest honour a Murray can give you. It's
Absolutely.
a huge, huge achievement.
Stick around, everyone, because we found some guy that's building something in his backyard that's better than a hovercraft, we think. It's after this.
Well, friends, that's it. Another Caravan of Courage complete. We'll see you next time. That's it from us. Let's roll those credits.
No. Hey, no. Hey.
What's that?
We've actually got one more bit to do.
No. That's it. Roll the credits. Good night. Get out of here. Head home. God bless.
There is one more bit to play. Hey, one more bit to play.
Have a look. Roll the credits. Oh, damn.
We continued up the North Island, nearing Auckland, and as the sun set on this whole adventure, it seemed like the perfect time to meet a fellow the locals refer to as the Lightning Rider.
You are the Lightning Rider?
Lightning Man, Lightning Rider, all sorts of nicknames.
What does that mean?
Well, basically I've got a big Tesla coil that I built.
What is that? What does that mean?
Creates lots of high voltage lightning bolts and we stand on top with a suit on, with lightning coming off our hands and head. And
How many volts are going through your suit?
The machine makes about 2 million volts.
2 million?
Yeah.
Naturally, we asked Carlos to fire this thing up and gave him a little hand getting into the flywire suit.
And this hole here?
Oh, that's okay.
Good.
no problem.
Phew. Oh, glad it's okay.
Good luck, Carlos. Good luck.
Despite what you may think, this is not bad 80s special effects. This was 100% real, and we couldn't believe our eyes.
We're just in his house. This is just his house out in the backyard.
It was an extraordinary sight, and Carlos had a suggestion on how we could get in on the action.
One option that we have is to put the two of you guys inside what we call it the coffin.
Sounds safe.
The coffin was more like a flimsy cupboard with a wire wall that seemed strong enough to protect us maybe from chickens, but not lightning.
If a finger was to come out through the...
Yeah, the lightning would hit your finger, and then the current would travel through your body to ground.
Don't touch lightning.
Yes, my mum's always said that. Yeah. Well, after that safety briefing, it was time for us to ride some lightning.
This is a bit snug.
It was terrifying, but as the real-life Gandalf fired 2 million volts at our heads, a strange, moving vision began to appear.
The New Zealand tourism commercial?
No, that's us, Ando.
Oh.
It dawned on us the Kiwi leg of our adventure was complete. We gathered our evidence and they'd really outdone themselves.
They had extremely confident sports people.
And never ever give in attitude.
I'm going home.
Yeah.
I'm going home.
Totally safe leisure craft activities.
They had excellent local cuisine.
Oh, and the new vampire leader of the Earth was also living there.
Special winner! And although their language was at times difficult to understand...
When I said have a go, I didn't mean have a go. Oh.
There was no mistaking we met some amazing people who would literally give us the shirt off their back.
Well done, New Zealand. You score very high.
That's a good score. That's a really good score.
That is it. That is it for tonight.
Absolutely. Obviously, New Zealand have done very well. Let's see if Australia can put on a better show next week.
Well, I don't know. I've got a pretty good feeling. Pretty good feeling Australia's going to do well.
Well, let's see how they go. We'll catch you next week, everyone.
We don't know. Stay right there for a week.
Next week,
Let's not make this difficult.
join Hamish and Andy in Australia for the fully fair dinkum conclusion. They will experience local cultures, creatures, cuisines, and everything in between.
Isn't that exactly what they would want us to think?
In the second and final part of Hamish and Andy's Caravan of Courage, Australia versus New Zealand.
Yeah, he's gone mental.
If you like that, click here.
Did you like that one, Ham?
I did.
Yeah, same. You'll like this next one better.